Ladies and gentlemen, I deeply regret to inform you that he is here. The man who is going to prevent you from winning any games in future, unless you get him yourself. I'm going to be showing you exactly what you need to do to get this guy completely free. All you've got to do to say thank you is drop a like down below and subscribe. And if you do want to build a team around him, well, if you can't afford your favorite players and trading to them just isn't realistic, and of course you don't want to give EA money, then playhub.com is exactly what you need. They take the company from the equation and has you buying coins directly off other players, which means you get far cheaper prices as well. You can buy and sell from the same account, so whether you want to buy your favorite player or you pack someone insane and you want to sell them, Playhub has you covered. Playhub protects both you and the seller, so every single transaction is 100% secure, and you can finally get your favorite players without breaking the bank. Make sure to use my link in the description and enjoy your new team. So as we should, we've got to go through play styles, we've got to go through roles. Obviously roles, he's going to have everything. We've got quick step there, we've got relentless, we've got aerial, we've got first touch, we've got 98 and 99 on physical and defending, and we have every defending playstyle. So this is kind of exactly what you'd want. I would say for me, the only change I'd make here is I'd switch Bruiser for block. If I could. If it was an ideal world, I could have exactly what I wanted, but you can actually give him additional playstyles from the season pass, I believe, because he's a 97. I think that is available, so you can give him quick step, I think, and there are some other things available to it. When we look at the attributes, obviously you've got physical, defending, passing, dribbling, pace. I mean, all of it is just unbelievable. I don't really see anything here that I'm unhappy with. The stamina where it needs to be, you've got the defending, the dribbling. I mean, look, he is bonkers. Now looking at the SBC, it's not a cheap one. M3 squads are obscene. We've got loads of 92s, 90s, 91s, 89s, cheapest squad being an 87, and then ramping up very, very quickly. For this, I am explicitly going to say you are required to do the crafting upgrade. I've done a video on getting it free already. I'll link that down below. It's a simple process, but the reality is I've already done it. I've got that done. So I will be opening them on stream tomorrow. They are a must. They are an absolute must. This one is not going to be insanely difficult to do, but it is insanely difficult to do if you don't want to grind. So you can take your time with it, but if you want this guy sooner, and look, I want to be using him in next weekend league. I also want to be using him prior to that to get into the weekend league. If you are like me in that matter, well, you're going to need to do some grinding. Now, the 8510 is here, obviously a good start. So is the 8410 and the 86203. We've got a lot in here. It's going to make this easy. Once you rattle through a few of the crafting upgrade, and look, I'll do something as an example. I'm not just going to sit here and say these are really good and then not try them. They genuinely are a very, very good SBC, and I mean that. So if we go over to here, I've got 150. I've had some from the last crafting upgrade. You can rattle a few of these away, and look, 3, 4, 5 of them may be crap, and I'll fully admit that some of these are going to be awful. And you will see yourself getting footies, you will see 89s, 90s, 91s, and bigger cards. You know, walkouts for the most part right now are going to be special. Third pack, we've got a team in season, so that's how ridiculously easy it is. 3 of these packs which have the lowest minimum, and we've already got ourselves a tot. So I've walked away with Batrina, I've walked away with White, and a couple others. So right off the bat, using these SBCs as a base just to get that lower level of fodder is not only going to get you that lower level of fodder to do, you know, a few of the exchanges, for example, you're also going to get big cards. And if we look at JAAP STAM, for some reason it's unfavorited him, but if we look at the SBC itself, we do have those TOTS requirements in sections. So one there, and one there. Why have I gone from the bottom when it's only from there? So for example, that one there, we've grabbed ourselves a high rated team in the season. I would slot him in here, Batrina. Now obviously if we go on the most recent, this is all stuff that I've got from doing the grind. So if we have a look here, Raskin, Gruel, Scott. Now obviously I'm personally going to want to also clear from my dupe storage, so we'll do that as well. And obviously, as I say, everything from here is all from the grind. I haven't actually got the packs from the crafting upgrade even submitted yet. You saw they were still in my objectives, so I haven't even opened any of them. All of this is just from the grind itself, so a lot of these are very, very solid cards. Now we've not quite made the rating, so obviously we'll pop back into the storage. We can again go to most recent if we want to acquire those most recent players. I could put a Langer in if I wanted. We could maybe go for a Modric, maybe a Robertson, but we'll see what's needed. But as we're rating off, I'm thinking like one card should really change this up. Maybe not. So what we'll do is put a Langer in for Scott, and then we just get
a few of these lower down in the ratings as well, because you don't really want to waste any rating, especially at the minute, but you do want to clear those dupe storages when you can. If we pop Modric there, okay, so that's pretty much the mark there. That's pretty perfect. We'll take that. We may have wasted like 1 rating in Modric where we could have done 85 instead or something, but I don't mind that too much, or an 87, sorry, you know what I mean. But that's slowly going to clear out our dupe storage. Now, the hell part of this SBC is the 94. So what we're looking at for this, and this is being realistic, why you should do the crafting upgrade for this. If we go into the objectives and you look at what you're guaranteed from doing the crafting upgrade when you do the 150 or the 100, you know, it's even less. You've got an 89.5. So that pack on its own gets you minimum 2 of these cards. You're going to get probably a footies in there. If we look at all of the packs here and where I think you'll get a footies, I think there's almost a guarantee of a footies. There, pretty good chance. There is probably a guarantee. There, probably a guarantee. Once again, 85-30. Do you know, it's bonkers how good these are. Now, worst cases in some of these packs, if you're not getting footies out of them, you are getting the players to go and then do a squad shifter. So you are getting exactly what you need to go and find another pack that will contain a footies. Using these as an example, obviously we have squad shifters from 85 all the way to 89. If you look at all the packs that you're getting there, every single one of them essentially guarantees you squad shifters. I mean, yeah, some of them are like, there's a few in there at the lower end that have 83s in, but most of them are 85, 86, 87, 88, 89 pluses. All of that guarantees exchanges as a minimum. You know, your worst case scenario is getting an exchange. So if we find these 50 player packs, it doesn't look like I've even got one waiting, but look, we've got an 82-20, so this is an 87 exchange? No? Yeah, 87 exchange. So 83.20 is an 88. This is an 87. So if we'd got 4 87s from any of those packs that we've got there, or from the crafting upgrade packs themselves, we've got another 88, an 85, and look, a ton of these players, which can also go into more of the crafting, or they can go into the player pick. We've obviously also then got the turns to go for things like your 84.10s and your 85.10s. I mean, the 85.10 itself, every single player in that guarantees an exchange. So once you've had a few 84s, we can grab a team of the week and we can go and do that. So I've obviously done a few of these team of the week packs. We can go for Hollow Match, and we need an 86 squad. Now for me, I don't want to waste a load of high rateds that can go into squad shifters. Let's say I do this by getting an 85 team with, you know, 2 or 3 87s. That's loads of wasted squad shifter players. However, if you can grab 191 or 190 rated player, you'll do that in one foul swoop. So that's the way I prefer to do it. So if we go to gold rare in my storage, we'll see if we've got an 89 there, so we don't actually have a 91. We do have Rodri in the main, and we also have De Bruyne. So let's just check which ones of these do this. So De Bruyne doesn't do that, Rodri doesn't. So then what we'll do is we'll just check what the minimum rating I need to add on is in order for this to work. So we'll try 85s from storage. If that doesn't work, then we'll move it up to 86. So that doesn't work. And basically, we just want to be using the minimum amount of cards, like I say, that could go into a squad shifter. So we'll grab an 88, we'll grab an 87 and an 86, and we'll just see what this is. Now, look, if this does turn out to be 2 91s, we'll just pop in like a 92 or something like that. Because obviously, as we can see, we're pushing up the rating here bit by bit. It's not seeming to settle how we'd want. So what we can do, we'll test an 88, sorry, a 90 there. So the 89 and 91 combo works. That's a lot for this SBC, and what we really want to do is only use one big card. Now, because there are so many big cards at the minute, let's see if like a 94 on its own is going to do the job there to save us using 2 89 exchange players. Let's see what that looks like. So 85, 86. So that to me is much better. I prefer doing it like that. It means that all I've really got to do to make this back in this pack is get 194 or more. Even if we get 2 92s or 93s, then I'm happy. So look at what you're putting in for the return you're wanting to get, and that kind of should give you an idea of what's going to be worth it for you. You know, not everything is going to be a banger, so you know we can't expect that. But let's hope we see pink. If we see pink, you know, 197, that 94 on its own, that's worth it. You know, the rest of those are 84s, which in my opinion at this point in the game are not worth as cards, but they have a far lower worth than some of these bigger cards. So we're actually opening the pack now after clearing the dupes. We do have a team of the year. Now, I don't know if this is front or back. Now, the negative here is that I know this isn't necessarily going to hit the rating that we've got. I think maybe actually a team of the year it might have to be a 94. So we've got Charlotte Football Club, we've got Zaha. Okay, that could be worse. On the other side, we've got ourselves Coleman, so that's a 91. So we haven't hit the 94 we've put in, which is a little bit disappointing. But if we've got a few cards in here, that's going to be okay for us. So having a look, it's taken a while to load, but there you go. So we've got a 91, a 91, a 92, an 88, an 89, an 85, an 85, an 85, and 86. So actually, when I look at that, I am happy. So what I would say in this scenario, obviously we put in a 94, we've got 3 91/92s back. You would trade a 94 for those anyway, and then what we've got accompanied with it is worth what we've traded in. So that's fine, and I would even say, I would go as far to say that might not be the best of the 85 packs that are available. Now obviously the 8410 is going to require less, there's more of them available. Once again, there is a lot to be had here. In my opinion, this is a good little pack. So if we go here, gold team of the week, 85, and this literally just needs to be really a mix of 84 and 83 rated players. So we'll go storage, we'll load to high this. Looks like we are just off the mark with the rating. So what we can do is I've actually got, as you saw there, one inform that's a little bit higher rated. Now we're probably going to have to pair that with like a couple 84s, something similar, but definitely there is some opportunity there. But what happened there when we were looking for the players, it started showing up loans. That does happen, just back out of the SBC and back in. Annoyingly, there's a few glitches, things like loans and SBC storage that somehow EA can't fix. I don't know how. So grab those gold rares. I think we literally just need 84s, but it looks like we might not. Oh, we do have some in storage. That's weird that they haven't actually put them out then. Maybe it's because I didn't do ignore position. So that's another thing when you are filling out the auto SBCs, when you do this bit here, you want to do, oh, okay, I did. So it was just being done. But I don't think we're going to have to increase the rating a huge amount here. If we do the 87 rated inform, I think it should instantly go up. So we'll just try that. So 87 rated inform. It is just luck of the draw with the informs and what you're going to have to put in with these cards, because it's an inform SBC. It's completely random. I have got a load of crap in some of them. I have got some really good cards in others. So it's just literally luck of the draw. What I would say is the 8410 requires so much less than the 8510. It's 2 ratings lower less, obviously both requiring an inform, but it is significantly easier to complete that SBC. So I'd go for that first. Moving on to the 8510s, when you either are running out of squad shifters or just have fodder to burn there. Let's grab that 1084. We are looking for that pink again. Okay, we've got the green. It's not what we want to see. Obviously icons can be behind. Let's have a look what we've run away with on this one. God, the servers are slow. Right, so we've got an 88, an 89, 86, 86, 85. The rest, not really amazing, but obviously looking at that pack, it's definitely not bad. It's good contributions to more squad shifters. 8220, another example of an 87. Now, once again, this is not the best squad shifter. I don't even have them because I've opened them all on stream or for other things. We're straight away getting a team of the season, which for the majority of team of the season is a minimum of a 94 or a 95 rated, which is brilliant. And we've got Ibanez, which obviously we'll take. He's a 95, massive contribution. So honestly, it's very, very easy to do this right now. If you are struggling, drop a comment down below. But I think we should all have Stam in the next couple of days.